That was some of the best defense I have seen. Incredible play from the role players. Ron Harper. What a game from Derrick White. So much to talk about in maybe the best win of the season.
Locked on Celtics pod, home of the winners. Baby.
Hey, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast right here in the Locked On Podcast Network, where it is your team every day. Your team is the Boston Celtics, and I talk about them every Monday through Friday, plus bonus podcasts, like when they play the Miami Heat on Friday. So you'll get a bonus podcast for your Saturday pleasure. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcast. Watch the show on YouTube and get into the comment section. Share your thoughts with me. If you're new to the show, I'm John Karalis. I'm a beat writer covering the Celtics for Sports Illustrated Celtics on SI. I've been doing this job for about 20 years now. This podcast for 10, and I've written a couple of books about the team. I'm going to try not to gush too much about this game, and I get a little bit of crap from other Locked On hosts how often I say, well, this is the best win of the season. Well, no, that was the best win of the season. Some game has to be the best win of the season, and if another one comes along and beats it, then that becomes the new best game of the season, best win of the season. And I think this one might be it. No Jaylen Brown, hamstring, knee, wrist, all of that stuff. Good to get him a break. No Sam Hauser, right thumb sprain. Okay. I didn't see that happen, but whatever. Anthony Simons trade, still not official. So obviously no Vucevic. The back-to-back, there were all the reasons for the Celtics to kind of not play well in this game. And all they did was go into Houston and go up by 30 almost in the fourth quarter. So later on, I'll talk about the role players, specifically Ron Harper Jr. and Baylor Scheierman, who did a great job. I'll talk about Derrick White and Payton Pritchard. Pritchard was born to play that six-man role. Derrick White steps up when you need him. But I've got to start with the defense. That is the absolute beginning, middle, and end for this team. It's defense and the offensive rebounds. That before we even get to the individual players, those two elements were how the Celtics won this game. The defense is the start. The first quarter was 18-17. It looked like a college game. Tons of misses, a little helter-skelter, and just beating the crap out of one another. 18-17 is very much a college score after 12 minutes, but the defense that was played by both teams, they came out and played really tough. Houston is not a good offensive team. They're a little, I think their whole thing is, doesn't matter if you miss shots because they're so good at offensive rebounding that they'll just go in there and put back misses. But that, I think, ends up just hurting them on nights when they can't get the offensive rebounds. And the Celtics started out, big key to this was going double big. They started Scheierman, but they started Luka, Garza, and Demish Queta together. So, and then they started Ron Harper. So Harper Jr., Derrick White, Baylor Scheierman, Luka Garza, and Demish Queta. Think about this just for a second before I even continue this. Listen to the names I just said. How did that team beat the Houston Rockets, who came into the season as one of the contenders? Ron Harper Jr., two-way player. Derrick White, obviously, is good. Baylor Scheierman, second-year player, up and down. Don't know what he's ultimately going to be. Luka Garza, scrap heap, Minnesota. Demish Queta, scrap heap, Sacramento, and last year was unplayable. And these guys came in and just beat the Houston Rockets with physicality, effort, and I can't even begin to express how shocking. Not that they won. It's not that they won, because surprising things happen. Like, we got to be honest with ourselves here. Houston may have just thought, they're going to go and be able to do whatever and score however they want. They played their typical tough defense. It's not that they went out there and just were lazy, but I don't think they were fully engaged offensively. They're already a bad offensive team, but I don't think they were fully engaged. I think they might have thought, hey, no Jaylen, no Sam, no Anthony Simons / Vucevic. We got this. So the Celtics winning wasn't out of the question. I didn't expect it on a back-to-back. So, but hey, it happens. We've seen it happen to Boston. But it's how they won, how much they won by, how easily that second half, just how easily they pulled away. So, yeah, the Celtics were on point with everything defensively. I've never seen Keita and Garza, especially Garza. Garza's not known for being a big time defender, and he played Şengün really, really well. He made it tough on Şengün. Keita, they were both kind of poking the ball free. Garza poked the ball free from Şengün a couple of times, and now he got 2 steals, and there were a couple where I think Şengün got it back, but active hands. Keita was poking the ball free. They were the shifts, the help, when they switched, everything that the Celtics did defensively was on point. They were locked in. And I thought, hey, maybe at halftime this is going to be tough. On a back-to-back, halftime, I've talked about this before, can be a little perilous, let's say. You've come out with the energy, you're tired, but you say, okay, we're going to come out, we're going to play hard. And you come out and play hard, and then halftime comes, and you sit, and you're just like, whew, okay, boy, am I tired. I am beat. And then it gets tough in the second half. The Celtics pulled away in the third quarter. They pulled away. They broke it open. So the way they played, Ron Harper, who I'll talk about a little bit more later, but he comes in, starts, and gets the Kevin Durant assignment and plays Durant really well. And this is the part where I'm like, was Durant fully engaged? 15 points, 4 of 11 shooting, 11 shots for Kevin Durant. 0 of 4 from 3, got to the line 7 times, but he was non-existent. Kevin Durant, I forgot for a while here, like, oh yeah, Kevin Durant played in this game. Harper did a great job. The Celtics did a great job. And on top of it all, the Rockets have not been a great 3-point shooting team. They mentioned it on the broadcast since the January 1st. They've kind of been terrible. And the Celtics did, the typical thing defensively where you start Luka Garza on Şengün, and then you have Keita, you just put him on Amen Thompson and let him roam, and Thompson's not going to burn you from 3. And it worked. And I don't think the Rockets really did much to adjust. They're just kind of like, we're just gonna keep hoping that we hit 3s and keep hoping that Şengün can carry us. And Şengün didn't. 13 points on 5 of 12 shooting. The job Garza did on him, again, you don't expect a defensive effort like that from Garza. And then you turn around and get to the offensive rebounding, where the Celtics had 20 offensive rebounds, crashing the glass. Now, Keita getting in there, 7 offensive rebounds. Talk about chomping glass. 19 rebounds, 7 on the offensive glass, 3 from Luka Garza. They combined for 10. The Rockets had 12. This is the whole thing that the Rockets are. Their whole identity is, yeah, we'll miss some shots. We'll just go get the putbacks. And I know because they're missing Steven Adams, that really hurts them. He's the best, beside him and Jaylen Brown, they're the best offensive rebounders in the league. So that hurts them, but they still have that identity. But for the Celtics to win that battle, 8 more offensive rebounds, 12 more second chance points. You can just stop at that stat. If you look at a box score and you say, the Celtics had 8 more offensive rebounds than the Rockets and 12 more second chance points, every Rockets fan would look at it and be like, oh, dude, that we lost that game, right? Right. On top of them shooting 41.5% and no one scoring more than 15 points, holding Kevin Durant to 15 points, and the overall offense looking as bad as it did, but just statistically, those numbers, you can read those out loud to just about anybody who watches the NBA and go, oh, yeah, the Rockets kind of stunk it up, didn't they? But the effort was there for 48 minutes. These guys, the Celtics went in there with a purpose. This team just, I can't remember the last stinker, just flat out, no energy. There was one, I guess there was one fairly recently. Oh, wait, there was one recently where they stunk. Oh, I know which one it was. I'm going to look it up real quick because it's going to drive me crazy. It was there was a rare one. You're probably saying it out loud. Lost to, was the Chicago loss where they just kind of stunk. That might've been it. Or it was Atlanta at home, Atlanta. That was the one. So, but rare. The Celtics team just goes out there and works hard. Joe Mazzulla, someone tweeted this at me, and you know what? There's validity to it. Joe Mazzulla won the Coach of the Year with this game, with this win tonight. I don't think he did win Coach of the Year with this win, but man, if you're making the case, that one is front and center. Hey, everybody, look at what Joe Mazzulla got these guys to do. I mean, prove me wrong, right? Prove me wrong. Just an incredible, this whole first 12 minutes is just me kind of gushing and not knowing what to say other than, boy, the Celtics were good in this game. Derrick White, Payton Pritchard were incredible. Let's talk about their games when I come back. Today's show is brought to you by Indeed. Hiring isn't just about finding someone who's willing to take your job. You got to find the right person with the right background to help your business move forward. This isn't just, hey, I'm desperate, please, somebody. No, you have needs for your job. I've been there. My dad has owned businesses and hired people. I've been a hiring manager. You need to find quality candidates, because just hoping the right person stumbles across your desk, the right resume stumbles across your desk, it's not going to cut anymore. You got too much going on. That's why you need Indeed sponsored jobs. That's the move. If I were hiring, I wouldn't just want someone who can help. I want someone with real experience. Indeed can get you the specific, can help you get specific and target exactly what you need. It saves time because you're spending less energy sorting through mismatches. And with sponsored jobs, your post gets seen by candidates who are actually a fit. They go find you the fit. And here's a stat that says it all. In this minute that I've been talking to you, companies like yours have made 27 hires just in this past minute on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes with Indeed sponsored jobs. Listeners of Locked On Celtics, you get $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, do it the right way with Indeed. Today's show is also brought to you by TurboTax. It's tax season. Doesn't have to take over your life. This year, TurboTax is making it super easy, easier than ever, to just hand things off to an expert and move on with your day. Isn't that great? I wish I could do that with everybody, with everything. Here you go, TurboTax full service. Edit my podcast for me. No, they just do your taxes, but it's a local, trusted expert who can do it from start to finish without the stress or guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with the local TurboTax expert in person, or you can connect online and they'll handle everything. W-2s, self-employment forms, they will work to get you every deduction. You can upload your documents and then go about your day. You get your updates right on the TurboTax app. So it's a huge time saver, and it gives you real peace of mind because an expert is handling it. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a TurboTax local expert for just $150, all in. If a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year, you just have to file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit turbotax.com/local to book your appointment today. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. You know, we have a little gift for you, the everydayers who want to join the Everydayer Club. We have a special code just for you, Celtics fans. It's not a generic. No, the code is Vucevic, Vucevic, Vucevic. You get a free month if you redeem this by February 9th. So you have another week, practically almost, to redeem the code Vucevic to join our Everydayers Club. That gets you free, ad-free audio available on every major podcasting app, access to our Discord server, and a whole lot more. So use the code Vucevic. I'm going to drop the link into the show notes, but it's at lockedonceltics.supercast.com, lockedonceltics.supercast.com. I'll drop the link with the coupon already there. So just click the link and it'll automatically apply it. It's $5 a month. It's $50 for the year, but you can get a free month with the code Vucevic. Derrick White, just when when you need him, when you absolutely need Derrick White, he's there. Maybe when he's playing next to Jaylen Brown, maybe in, situations, maybe other situations, he has some cold shooting nights, but man, when you need him, when it's time to step up, Derrick White just finds a way to deliver. 28 points, 6 of 14 from 3, 10 of 25 overall, still struggling a little bit with his shot there, but 8 assists. And the third quarter was all him. And he hit some tough shots in that third quarter. That was all-star level Derrick White. Off the dribble stuff. I mean, this has been a tough kind of stretch for D White this season. He's playing a whole new way, but this game was the absolute, almost basically pinnacle. If you maybe hit a couple more shots, but the absolute kind of pinnacle of what you want Derrick White to be. It's always weird when he has this great game, no block shots. I thought he had a block shot in there somewhere, but he does all the other little things anyway, the stuff that doesn't even show up on the box score. But he came in with a purpose. There was a stretch there in the second quarter. And so again, the first quarter was 18-17. It was just a back and forth. I mean, slugfest. Rocky and Apollo just beating the crap out of each other. And then a little separation in the second quarter. Derrick White and Payton Pritchard. Pritchard had 27 in this game. In the second quarter, they each had 9. They each shot 3 for 6. And then in the third quarter, when the Celtics really pulled away and the Celtics outscored the Rockets by 15, D White went in there, shot 4 of 7 from 3 and hit some tough shots, tough fadeaways, had 14 points in the quarter and really delivered the Celtics the separation to get them up over 20. I'm just surprised that the Celtics were able to extend that lead, but the Rockets, they didn't want to call the timeouts. They wanted to try to figure it out on their own. And the Celtics just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So much so that Ime Udoka ended up getting ejected. Alperen Sengun ended up getting ejected. I think Alperen Sengun said a magic word to a female ref. And I wasn't quite clear on the reading the lips because he was turning his head when I saw the replay. But I feel pretty good that he said the magic word, not the magic word, but he said a magic word that got him the ejection. Very frustrated Rockets team, and Derrick White was part of that frustration. He's just so reliable. I have the utmost. I want Derrick White to stick around in Boston, retire in Boston, move to Boston, don't go back to Colorado, stick around, be part of the team. I just have the highest regard for Derrick White. He is just a pure hooper, man. That dude, it's not just, like Jaylen is super talented and he works hard. Jayson Tatum is super, super talented and he works hard. And obviously Derrick White is talented, but he's just a pure basketball player. He worked hard to develop all of this stuff. He can play in any era, any style of basketball. What am I going to say? I think the world of Derrick White, and he, coming in and playing the way he played in this game was huge. And then Payton Pritchard with the 27 off the bench, two games now in a row off the bench, out of necessity for sure, because you need to have another ball handler or another scorer. Because look at the bench: Pritchard, Walsh, Minot, Gonzalez. That bench, you need somebody on the bench to kind of captain that. So Pritchard, but he's born to play that role, that 6-man role, because he's such a good ISO scorer. He's so good in those moments. He can come out there and just take control of the game. And against second units, but against anybody, he generally, I think he handles that situation so great. I like him as a starter. I love him as a 6-man. And early in this game, I was like, geez, this is going to be a tough offensive night, because the Celtics were running their offense and the kickouts were to Jordan Walsh and to Josh Minot and to Ugo Gonzalez and, Baylor Scheierman and Baylor, who I'm going to talk about in this next segment, did hit a few shots, but Jordan didn't, Minot didn't, Ugo didn't. There's a lot of misses from some of those guys. And it was Pritchard and White that took over the offense to get the Celtics that separation. So on top of the defense, which was spectacular, on top of the offensive rebounding, which won them the game, you get the Derrick White, Payton Pritchard kind of combination of incredible scoring, and there you go. But the role players, you did get role player Ron Harper Jr., Baylor Scheierman, Ugo Gonzalez a little bit. We can call Luka Garza, I guess, a role player. The contributions there were off the charts as well. I'll talk about that when I come back. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. Hey, Super Bowl 60 is here, and it's last call for football on FanDuel. One more Sunday, this Sunday, one last kickoff. Last chance to get in on the action before the NFL season officially calls it over. That didn't make any sense, but it's over after the Patriots win the Super Bowl. Did I reveal something? Yes, I think the Celtics, the Patriots, going to win the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl 60. Why not? I know where my money's going. Where's yours going to go? Are you backing the favorite? Are you riding with the underdog? Are you building one more same-game parlay? This is where predictions turn into plays, stats turn into storylines, and every snap feels bigger. So why not cap off the season and make Super Bowl 60 even more exciting from kickoff to final whistle? If you're a new customer, you bet $5, you get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So make it count. Make it a good one, because after the Super Bowl, football season is over. When you sign up, it'll ask you to set a limit, set a budget, whatever your disposable income is, whatever you can afford to lose. If you go cold, so you're not like, oh, no, I'm in trouble. You don't want that. You just want to go have some fun betting on FanDuel, and you can do that. So set your limit, set your budget. They'll help you gamble responsibly. Go to FanDuel.com to get started. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics the number one Celtics podcast in the world, and Locked On, the number one sports podcasting network in the world. Why not check out Locked On Patriots, Locked On Seahawks? We're talking about the Super Bowl. Go check them out. Locked On NFL. We got everything covered. Check out Locked On Rockets. I know Jackson Gatlin is going to be a little upset about how this game goes. Go rub it in. Go flood their comments and talk some smack. Because you know what would have happened? If they would have won this game, they would have been in my comments. So go have some fun over there. Whatever it is, we've got a podcast for every team, every major pro sport, so the leagues, just check it out. Whatever you're looking for, good chance we got it. Ron Harper. It sucks that I'm 25 minutes into the podcast talking a little more at length about Ron Harper, but there's been so many things in this game. Harper played 35 minutes this season and comes in here and nearly doubles it at 33. But the job that he did on Kevin Durant, again, I don't think that Kevin was out there with the killer mentality. I think Durant, it's the beginning of February, All-Star break is around the corner, probably thought that they could cruise through this. So we've seen it before, but Harper, with his length, with his size, I think if you forget a little bit about how much size Harper had. When you see him standing next to Kevin Durant, you're like, man, Harper has got some length. He's got some beef, on those bones, man. He go out there and, knock you around a little bit. So he played great defense. But then on top of it, he hit some shots. He had that big putback dunk where he talked about, it's like, I had a whole lane right there. My eyes lit up, bounced off perfectly, came in. That was a beautiful, just nice, smooth follow dunk. That was really good. But Harper, 4 of 8, 3 of 7 from 3. Oh, look, can you imagine if he dropped 48? 11 points for him, a plus 16. The 9 rebounds, 3 assists, just a great overall game. Now, I don't know what's next for Harper, but he's had a great G League season. He's in the Rising Stars game as one of the G League representatives. He has, good lineage. His father, Ron Harper, was a hell of a player. His brother Dylan is a hell of a player. There's, and just because of that doesn't mean that Ron Harper Jr. is going to be a great player, but there's basketball in that blood, man. And I'm curious. I'm just curious. He plays well in the G League, and it's translating right now a little bit to the NBA. He's performing. He's performed well in his minutes. He's an interesting guy to kind of keep an eye on because, he's on a 2-way deal. The Celtics are going to probably trade Chris Boucher away before the trade deadline. And again, as I say the word trade, I have to open up Twitter to make sure that I'm not missing a trade that's happened and is going to make me re-record the whole thing. As of right now, nope, no trades. So still waiting on the Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. Well, that one's a new one. The Golden State Warriors are moving Porzingis. Okay. Interesting. That's breaking news. Jonathan Kuminga to the Hawks. KP. Oh, well, hey, Golden State hasn't come to town. Maybe I'll get to talk to KP yet. I went to Atlanta to talk to him, and he was hurt. Then I went, the Hawks came here, and he was hurt. Now he went to Golden State. Golden State hasn't come to town, so maybe we'll get to talk to him at some point anyway. All right. But as of right now, there's still no Chris Boucher trade, which is the whole point of what I was going to Twitter to see. I love these little live, you get to see everything happen. I'm not cutting this out. I want you. This is all stream of consciousness stuff. There is an opportunity for a buyout, and there is an opportunity to upgrade somebody. So is Ron Harper potentially upgraded? Is maybe Amari? Could he be upgraded? I don't know. There's potential there, but regardless, Harper has certainly earned a closer look. I don't know where it goes, but he's earned a closer look. And Baylor Scheierman, got to give him a big shout out too, because 15 points, 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds is a career high. His previous career high was 7. 5 of 10 shooting, 3 of 8 from 3. He hit timely threes. He hit momentum threes, getting in there, grabbing the rebounds, making passes, 4 assists. playing good defense, hustling. Baylor has played well in his added time, his increased workload. Another guy that is interesting, Brad Stevens is getting these wins all over the place. Scheierman looks like a win. Harper looks like a potential win here. Gonzalez looks like a win. Minot has fallen off, and he played 7 minutes and didn't look great, but he won them some games earlier this season. So still count that as a win. When you pick up a guy that another team cut and wasn't playing, and he comes in and does anything positive for you, that's still a win. Jordan Walsh is a win. He played okay in this game. So, and I think there's something there for Jordan moving forward. He has that potential. There's still something there, and he's still young. There are wins all over this roster for Brad Stevens. It's going to make next year's team incredibly interesting. We know that Jayson Tatum is going to be coming back at some point. I don't know what the deal is with Vucevic, what the long-term plan is. We're going to try to figure that out. But these little role players, guys here and there that can step in and make a contribution, they're so important in this second apron era because they're on cheap contracts and they outperform their deals. Every guy who outperforms his deal in this second apron era is critically important. That's just the easiest way I can sum it up. And a lot of these guys are outperforming their deals. You can count Payton Pritchard among those too. But look, this was just an incredible win. Well, I think there was a win over Detroit earlier this season that was similarly good. I think just overall the efforts, the execution, the circumstances, I dare you to find a better win this season when it's all said and done. I don't think you'll find one. And if you do, man, I can't wait to watch that game. So a fun one here. Podcast tomorrow. I'll bring in Tom Westerholm. It's trade deadline day. So we'll see whatever else is done at the trade deadline, if anything else happens. In the meantime, we're going to we'll process all of this. There's a game Friday, so make sure you are subscribed. You get a bonus podcast there. Join the Everydayers Club. Ad-free audio on all major platforms, on major podcasting apps. You get the Discord chats for Celtics and National. A bunch of other stuff, merchandise, all of that stuff coming at the Everydayers Club. $5 a month, $50 for the year. You get a free month if you use the code Vucevic between now and February 9th. And I'll drop that link in the show notes. So enjoy that deal. And I hope you enjoy the podcast enough to share it. Tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.